Okay, then. The countdown has counted down. We're going to get started here. Welcome everyone to today's webinar. I am your host, Louisa. I work at Flourish as head of support and content. And today we will be talking about the exciting alliance of Flourish and Canva. As you may know, Canva acquired Flourish, and we had the announcement just a few weeks ago. And today we're going to be looking at what that means for you as our customers, and also how you can use Flourish and Canva together to create beautiful data visualizations and designs. So first of all, another quick intro from me and Mafe, who's with us here in the chat today. She will be here to answer any questions that you may have as they come up. And today we're going to be looking at the announcement, what it means for our users, also what changed in the Flourish platform and the Canva platform, what that means for our plans, like our personal plan or our business plans. And we're going to be looking at how to use the Flourish Canva app. The Canva app is a small app that lets you kind of import any Flourish design to Canva. And they work beautifully together, and we will be playing around with that more. But yes, I encourage you to please pop anything that comes up into the chat, and Mafe will be here to help. So first of all, I just wanted to take a moment to look back at the announcement and all the incredible news and feedback that we received from our users and in the media. We can see a couple of snippets here. Canva is an Australian-based company who have really been kind of paving the way for a better design tool that is the intersection between existing design tools out there. And now we're kind of that new piece to the puzzle to make it even more great, so that Canva users can visualize their data, because they don't have a whole lot of charting options at the moment. But also for us, it's great because we kind of get to profit from their huge infrastructure and team, and it's all very exciting. I have to mention, though, kind of early on, that Flourish will stay Flourish. So even though Canva acquired us, we will still be our own tool and platform with our own teams. So our own support teams, our own customer success teams, kind of taking care of our Flourish customers. And we're not mixing that in with the Canva platform at this stage. So you will still be logging on to Flourish, creating your Flourish visualizations in Flourish, not in Canva as of yet. But with time, we are expecting to move some of the Flourish functionality into Canva, and then you can create more and more kind of directly. But for now, Flourish will stay its own entity. So that means both the platform will stay the same, but also our plans, some of them will stay the same. Our business plans are not changing at all. So as I already mentioned, if you're on a business plan, your customer success team and our commercial team are kind of staying entirely separate from the whole Canva universe. We also still have our own business and enterprise plans, and that won't change for now. What we did change, though, and you might have noticed this as well, is that we removed our personal plan for new users. It still exists for existing users, and it still offers HTML downloads and private data, but we also now rolled out private data to everyone else. So at the moment, the personal plan still exists, but we've removed it for new users. And the only difference will be that you can download your projects in HTML and that you receive personal support. We also added a new little applet, and at this point, I'm just going to exit my screen share and show you what this looks like in the app. Just bring up my browser. So I'm just going to head over to app.flourish.studio, which is where I log in to access all of my projects. And here I can click to create a new visualization. And let's say I am creating a bar chart race. And what is now new is that you can Over here by the export and publish settings, kind of after I've uploaded all my data, of course, and changed my colors and settings, which you can do in the data tab or in the settings panel respectively. By the way, we just added a settings search today, a very exciting new feature because there are always so many settings to choose from. And now you can just look for something like color, and then it will just kind of highlight the setting blocks that contain information about that type of setting. So that should be very helpful for everyone. But what I actually wanted to show is that we now have a new button in our publishing tools, which is this add to Canva presentation. And what's very cool about this is that you don't have to publish your Flourish visual to embed it in a Canva presentation. It can also remain unpublished. So that means it can essentially remain private. You're not uploading your information. You're not making it publicly available by publishing it just yet. So this allows you to kind of create your visualizations with private data on a free plan, and then add them to a Canva presentation if you'd like to. So you can just click that button and then click add to Canva. And then maybe once you're ready, you can go ahead and publish all of that. But this really allows you to kind of work in advance and create your assets. So if I just click use in a design, I then have a few different options here to choose from, such as video, presentation, Facebook post. I'm just going to select presentation as an example. And it will then automatically open this little side panel here, which kind of shows me all my projects that I've created in the past, or it should do at least. This looks a little bit strange. I'm just going to search for Canva. Right. So here, it will return all your projects, and you can select them, drag them into place, and also resize them as you wish. This is a little bit of an unexciting example because it's just a basic number ticker, but let me just find a better one. By default, it should always populate with the latest projects. I'm not entirely sure why it's not doing that for me. Maybe we changed something in our deploy. I'm just going to try finding one by its name. So if I take my bar chart race that I just created, sorry about this, name my awesome bar chart race. Now I should be able to just refresh. And click to our little Flourish app. There it is. And for some reason that is now showing up, which is great. Small little glitch there. I was just demoing this earlier today and it was working absolutely fine. So I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but basically all your Flourish projects, whether they're published or unpublished, will show up in this little side panel. And then you can drag your charts into place, resize them as you desire, and that way prepare things for your social media assets, for your presentations, and everything else that you may already use Canva for. As you can see, it's all fully interactive, and if I double click, I can also interact with that further. For example, I could start filtering the legend and things like that. And the same would be the case if I were now to go into presentation mode and interact with that. So it really kind of adds a whole nother world of presentations. You can interact within a slide deck, you can have that animation and the interactivity. You can also make use of all the great templates that Canva have to offer. So if I have, let's say, a presentation about classroom rules, I can just apply all of those pages here and then just simply drop in my charts and resize them to fit whichever kind of part of my presentation I want to fit. So this is one really nice example of how the Flourish Canva applet can kind of supercharge your presentation and your social media creation. I'm just going to jump back to my slides if I'm able to find them. There they are. Okay, so that is the kind of adding things to Canva from Flourish when you're within Flourish still. But let's move on to the app itself, which we've already seen actually as well. But what I haven't showed yet is how you can also use templates that have been created specifically for your organization or your team. So I'm just going to jump back into the Canva platform and show you what I mean with that. So here, I'm going to head over to Canva, go to my home page here. And I'm now a part of the Flourish team and also the Canva team. I'm just going to switch over to my Canva team to show you what a company template might look like, because this is, they have lots of nice templates created. So basically, if you're on a Canva company account, you can head into your team space and then you can go into templates, and then I can just click on workshop webinar template, for example, say use this template. And now I get a copy of that into my profile, and I can drop in all my charts and visualizations and other content pieces that I've created with Flourish. And this can also give you an idea of how streamlined your whole process can be if your page is not unresponsive like mine. Let's hope that that comes. Just give it a second and I'll check the chat while I give it a second. Sorry about that. Not sure why that's not working. I might just go try a different template. Maybe this one is not a good one to start with. I will say meeting agenda. Use this template. Hooray, that one worked. So now I can take my template, which maybe a designer on my team has created, but I want to enhance it even further by selecting my bar chart race that I just created, and I can then drop it in. And maybe in this case, I want it to be a bit longer. You can see it all automatically adapts to the sizing, just as if you were embedding it on a different device. Yes, the search settings option is amazing. I agree. Life changer. I've been waiting for it for so long. I'm so excited. Just for those that maybe didn't spot it yet, down here in the settings panel across all of Flourish, you can now search for settings. So let's say I want to change something in my axis. I can type axis and it will automatically highlight all axis related settings. Not really Canva related, but I guess everything is Canva related in one way or another now that we are part of Canva. Okay, but I digress. I will return to my slides now. And we've looked at the app and templates, and now we're going to chat about private projects for everyone. So this is kind of a side mention of a side effect of our announcement, which was that all of our public our free plans automatically receive private data. So everyone has now the ability to upload data to Flourish without making it public. In the past, when you uploaded data, if you were on a free plan, that data could be viewed by anyone, even if you hadn't published your visualization. And now you can choose to make projects public after publishing them, but by default, they're all private. And I also just wanted to point out these nice two mentions on Twitter on the topic that kind of highlight how this is a pretty big deal for everyone that maybe couldn't afford to use Flourish, or also just a bunch of prospective users that maybe are just trying it out. How now you can really use the key feature, which was private data for free for everyone. And I'll just show you a few examples or kind of changes around that that you also may already have noticed. So if I'm here in my bar chart race again, and I head over to go publish it, and I hit publish to share and embed, you'll notice that you now have this option that says allow anyone to duplicate this project and data. And if I now tick this and hit publish and head over to my published visualization on the showcase page, you'll see that now I have this duplicate and edit button. And this is really handy if you want to maybe share this, if you're a teacher and you want to share it with your students, or if you are a newsroom and you want to make the chart and the underlying data accessible to everyone, you can just enable that and then anyone can duplicate it. You can then just simply confirm to duplicate and then anyone could duplicate that. In the past, this was kind of the default for all of our free users. It looked like this with the duplicate and edit. Now you have to actively select, I want anyone to be able to duplicate it. And then it will also show up with this, anyone can duplicate this project and data. So that's just a small page change that I wanted to make you all aware of. It's quite handy and kind of adds a lot more functionality for you as well to decide how am I going to be using this chart. And then along a similar line, if you go over to your account settings, by default, everyone has a profile. Mine looks like this. And if I currently look at it, it's going to load for a long time because I have so many projects. But if I were to view this in an incognito window, this should actually display empty. I'm just going to bring up an incognito window to show you. I paste in my profile page. It should say, this user has no projects that you can view. And this is the default for all of our users that are inside a company, but also since we made the change for all of our public users. And this is great in terms of privacy and not wanting to share, but we learned that some people actually do want to share their published visualizations on their profile page. And they got in touch telling us that they didn't like this new feature that we had added. And so what we did is we added an option to change that. So now you can head over to my account and you can select under published projects are listed. You can just change that to yes by ticking this. I'm not going to save that now because I don't want that. I'd like to keep mine private, but if you do want to publicly make your charts available, maybe again, so people can duplicate them or just as a gallery, you can enable that there. So that's another change that's a little bit hidden in your profile page that I wanted to mention. Great. This is what we've just looked at. So I'm going to skip to the next page. And I'm already, I believe, on my final page. And I just wanted to highlight that we added Canva coupons for everyone that already had a Flourish account ahead of the announcement for 50% off their first 3 months of Canva Pro. You can just head over to your profile page. So the same one that I have here. And then underneath my API keys, I now have this Canva coupon code option. So I could redeem my code by simply clicking through here and getting access to this. Because I'm already on a Canva for Enterprise account, that doesn't really apply to me, but for everyone else, that might be a handy feature. So that's the extent of what I wanted to show today. I'm way ahead of time, so I'm just going to continue to ask you, first of all, if you have questions, and otherwise I might walk you through a few more examples of where we've used the Canva and Flourish integration. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, then I will just jump back into the Flourish platform. And first of all, make you aware of our blog, where we have a lovely blog post about the announcement here, where you can learn a bit more about kind of how the Canva acquisition came to be, what this means for us. You can see a few example videos here. And how we will be collaborating. And here we can see the examples that we've been looking at today. So the private data and the adding to Canva presentations. If I head back to Canva now and hi, sorry if I missed this, but does the Canva integration allow any of the usual interactions that you get when embedding Flourish charts? Yes, absolutely. So I'll just show you another example of that. I'm now logged into I'm going to switch to my Flourish team. And I'm going to go to my Flourish team space and go to my templates where I can select a tea break webinar slides template. And now if I go to my Canva app and select a chart to embed here, let's say we want to have a nice big chart right about here. Just going to get rid of all of this. I can go to my Flourish app, which you can either add by just going to more and searching for Flourish, or if you click the Flourish button in Flourish, it will automatically add it for you. And now, again, I apologize for this. This should be populating with my most recent charts.
Louisa?
But I'm just going to select my bar chart race again. Oh dear. That. Drag that into place. And now when I present, that this will all be fully interactive. So yes, it will stay fully interactive. In the case of the bar chart race, we don't have pop-ups, so those are not visible. I can show you another example though, where we already have some embeds in some slides. One moment. So here we have an example where we have a few embeds within a presentation. You can also embed Flourish stories. So if I, again, go into present mode, you'll notice that this all stays fully interactive. So you can almost have a presentation within a presentation in a way. So what we have here on the right-hand side is just a Flourish story that you would have created in Flourish in the past. But then we also have an example here where we're showing our new Gantt, or it's not really that new anymore, but our Gantt template, where when you hover over the pop-ups, those all stay interactive as well. What other formats could we export this Canva project if we want to keep this interactivity, or is it only suitable for presentations? Yeah, so at the moment, it's only suitable for presentations. I've played around with exporting things as videos, and unfortunately that didn't work. So if you did have a chart with interactions, such as our bar chart race, at the moment, your best bet would be to create a screen recording of the animation. And then in terms of keeping the interactivity, so kind of like interactions on hover, I'm not aware of that being an option at all, like for exporting, and it wasn't within Flourish previously either. So I think for interactivity and animation, it really makes it easy in presentations. But then for other things, maybe what we use it for a lot is also social media, where we also just use a lot of static charts. So I'll show you some examples of that if I head into my projects. Now I'm in my, here I have a sneak peek of a post that is probably going out as we speak about Pancake Day. And we can see that we've used Canva to kind of combine the best of Canva, which is using it for social media and presentations, but then we're using Flourish embeds. So this bit here is actually a Flourish embed that, just like the others, we selected to input by grabbing it from our panel over here. And then you can kind of drag it into place. This pancake post is actually not in my account, so it wouldn't show up now. You'll always only get your own visualizations here. No problem. So yeah, at the moment, I think we mostly use it for social media, where you can combine Flourish visuals and other text and stickers and you name it with Canva designs, and then you can export these as images. And the other use case where I see it being very powerful is for presentations. Thank you so much for joining. Can't wait to see what you create with this new kind of connection between Flourish and Canva. And yeah, get in touch if you have any questions at hello@flourish.studio. I'll just bring that up again in case you have any questions.